Supreme was an awful movie. It was absolutely horrendous. It was horrible. I don't know why everybody's pretending it's a good movie. It wasn't a good, maybe objectively, it was a good movie for the beats that is supposed to be a good movie. But to me, that joint was booty cheeks. Let me explain. I'm going into my desk drawer so I can grab my notes. Welcome to Fresh Out the Theater, the series where Kylie Ariel give my unfiltered opinions about movies that I have watched fresh out the theater. This video will be okay. Let me find the gosh dang sections that I'm supposed to be. Oh, okay. So first off, let's get into the fact that Mr. Timothée Chalamet is being nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Y'all, I love me some Timothée Chalamet. He's usually 10 out of 10 amazing. Y'all, this movie is by far one of my least favorite movies of his. I don't like it at all. I don't. So essentially, this film, Marty Supreme, is about a ping pong player in the 1950s. He's Jewish, and he'll do anything for his dream. And here's where Timothée Chalamet comes into play. You might be like, he's playing the character. Of course he's gonna play. No. Let me explain this to you. Timothée Chalamet, since last year, September of last year, when he was like, I have this upcoming project, and it's gonna change. I feel like it's about people who really are passionate, who want it. And oh, bro, he about to be in this inspirational movie. This movie is not at all aspirational. At all. I'm laughing because I'm about to go into psychosis. Imagine my surprise while watching this movie about the pursuit of greatness when I see that it's actually about a white man getting mad at the fact that this Japanese man is just simply better than him. That's not him being Japanese has nothing to do. He's mad at this other ping pong player for winning and just simply being better than him. And it sparks madness. That's the only way I can describe it. Madness. I tell you what, I'll give them this one thing. I was hooked. I was watching. I was there the whole time. I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen? What? But after a certain point, I'm like, what's the messaging? Hold that thought. Now we're going on to the directional choices. They were amazing. But my issue is with the story. I got issues with this story, and I got issues with Timothée Chalamet because why would you tell people this is about greatness? This ain't about no greatness. This is about getting bent over and spanked on the butt. Anyway, let me finish. So let's get to the parts in the story the parts that really had me reactive was the part. Now I actually have to run the plot. Actually, run that back. I gotta run the plot. Marty Supreme, ping pong player. He works for his uncle's store, I think. I don't freaking remember. But he's a nepo baby for the store, essentially, to put it in layman's terms. He's the nepo baby of the shoe store. In the shoe store, he gets to cracking his childhood best friend. They crack. Then his uncle, after he done cracking, his uncle, so he's like, you owe me money. And Marty's like, I don't owe you no money. And the uncle's like, yes you do. Give me my money. And Marty's like, fine. Wait, hold on. No, it wasn't the uncle. Actually, Marty was told the uncle, he said, hey, give me my money. The uncle was like, I don't owe you no money. When the uncle's gone, Marty goes in the box and grabs the money. What did Marty do with the money, actually? He did some stupid mess with the money, basically. He did some foolishness with the money. And guess what? After his ping pong competition, he won. So he was like, oh, I'm going to the finals. In Paris. I think he was in Paris. He was in Paris. But he was trying to talk to this big... Y'all, there's so much going on. He's trying to talk to this big macho man who has a whole bunch of money to get him to sponsor him to go to Japan once he makes it there, right? He sees the man's wife. She fine. And did they crack right then? I don't remember. Him and her, they were just snapping bones. That's all they did, snapping bones. But I don't think he cracked her at that point. I think they just had a conversation, but over the phone. But then he's back home. He lives in his mom's house. He wakes up the next day, and then who is it? Snoop Dogg. Who is it? The police come in there talking about you stole your uncle's money. Marty's, why did you call the police? I'm your nephew. And he's like, I don't care if you're my nephew. Give me my money back. Now Marty's running away from the police. He's running away from the police. It's been 9 months at this point since he stole the money. That's what makes it crazy to me too. He bolts. He goes to his childhood best friend that he was crack-a-lacking at the beginning of the movie. And he sees her. He's like, bro, all this stuff going on. He was like, oh, congratulations, she's pregnant. At no point visually did I see that it register in his mind that it's a possibility that that is his child. And she's like, you didn't call me. You didn't say anything. I'm not justifying her, by the way, because she's her own type of crazy. It's actually going to take me a long time to explain this. But she's her own type of crazy. But that baby now, it's not mine. And she's like, what? Then her husband comes in, then he bolts out. At some point, because he's trying to get the money back, he realizes that he has to go help this man with his dog, right? Because he falls on this man while he's in the bathtub and he cracks all his bones and he needs to go the dog this mess. And then Tyler the Creator's there, and I'm supposed to believe that a black man in the 1950s would get sympathy from a whole room of white men because he got beat up by the cops in 1950. He's supposed to get sympathy from them. I would have believed that ruse to steal these people's money way more if it was Marty that lied about getting beat up. But then boom, they at the gas station, they like, oh, we got the money. Then the dudes in the bar come back and they jumping in. Somehow the power line ends up falling and the dog ends up flipping out the car while they're in the car trying to speed off. It gets worse. Now, Marty's like, I'm out of luck and I need to get to this ping pong competition. Still ping pong. He go to his sugar mama. Oh, my God, I'm really him. Who are you for real? What if it don't work out? That TikTok. That doesn't even enter my consciousness. And y'all, I know that was supposed to be, oh, he's self-assured. I know that's what that was supposed to be. That's not what it was. He just came off cocky and really condescending. He also insulted his sugar mama. Well, I'm referring to her as sugar mama, but I'm insulting her too. But he told his sugar mama, girl, you old. He basically said that, girl, you old, you're not what you used to be. Mind you, he's 22 years old. Bro. The fact that Marty as a ping pong player is getting this much play is actually insane to me, by the way. I feel like that was the most crazy thing about the whole movie. Why is he getting so much cooter cat? I was just watching a ping pong player? I'm sorry. Anyway, y'all, I'm still stuck on that. Hold on. Why? They were cracking. This movie did not need this many sex scenes. The sex was actually unnecessary. I didn't need to see that to know that there's a possibility he got his childhood best friend pregnant and that he a sugar baby. But anyway, while he cracked on the sugar mama, he steal her necklace and he like, I'm about to pawn it. He tried to pawn it. They like, this don't cost nothing. This is costume jewelry. He like, dang. Then he go back to see his sugar mama again. And then she like, what you want? And she's like, you stole my necklace and it's costume jewelry. I know. He like, oh. She's like, it's okay. I'm gonna give you one of my actual necklaces. She real nonchalant about it. He like, hey. And as you know, she had to leave an event to go meet him in a park to address this costume jewelry, right? They do this and he's like, oh my gosh, thank you, oh my gosh. And she's like, thanks, I had an amazing show, I'm so happy that you, he encouraged her to get back into acting and get after she retired. But she's like, thank you. Here go Marty crazy too. He had to eat her out right there. Right there? Your money's right here. That's the ping pong competition. He pissed me off in this scene because he's like, I love ping pong. Marty, you were so distracted that the police came and they were like, what are you guys doing? They take her necklace. They take everything on them. They basically say, if y'all want us to forget about this, give us all your things. And they have to give up all of their things. Marty, you idiot. That's all I could think that entire time. Any type of bustle that he had for that first 15 minutes that I somewhat had faith in him dissipated. So now Marty don't got no way to get his ticket to the thing, right? And I forgot to tell you what's happening with old girl, the pregnant girl. I forgot to tell y'all this whole shebang. So essentially, after he done rode that cart, he had to go live with somebody else. He couldn't live in his mama house no more. I forgot why, but he couldn't live in his mama house no more. So he went to go stay at a friend's house, and that's where he took his best friend to, because I think he went to go visit her or something. He went to go visit her, and he saw that she was getting beat on by her husband, and he, what? No. So he go beat up the husband, and then he leave her at his friend's house. And then she started crying or something, and he was like, oh no, it's okay. It's makeup. She lied. I don't even want to open that can of worms. She crazy too. She crazy just like Marty. I said, oh, y'all deserve each other. Y'all deserve each other. Y'all crazy. Anyway, I feel bad for the baby. Anyway, at the party, he done lost his ticket. And he like, oh gosh. And then Gwyneth Paltrow go back to the party, right? She party. Sugar Mama back in the party. She talking. And then she end up crying. She's hysterical, and everybody surrounding her. What happened? We don't find out what happened. We don't know what happened. We just know she's hysterical and she's crying. Marty's like, I can't get to her. So he goes to the husband he was trying to smooch up to, knowing dang well he cracked his wife. That's insane. That's crazy. Anyway, what was I saying? He's like, I'll do anything. Y'all, if you're a person with passion of any sort, or you really want it, this is my gripe with the movie right here. He's like, I'll do anything. Dude's like, anything. If somebody says any as a question, oh, anything? Don't go up on their offer. And also, don't say I'll do anything for it. No. It's so important to have integrity, you guys, especially in this day and age. Nobody has morals anymore. But anyway, he's like, oh, you gonna do anything? Give me a paddle. Let me spank you. Mind you, it's not just one person in the room. It's not just like, oh, it's Marty and Sugar Mama. It's Sugar Mama husband and all his friends in there. They smoking cigars. We wanna, right? That's what they doing. Guess what Marty do? He pulls down his pants and gets spanked. I was told, Timothy Chalamet, this is my gripe with you again. Timothy Chalamet, you told me that this movie's about the pursuit of greatness and being willing to do being willing to get your dream, right? You try to this is a story about desperation, being so desperate for a goal or achievement, and that you make it the pinnacle of your life. It's your purpose, right? So, hey, I love that movie. Anyway, but this movie's about desperation, not passion. This movie is not about passion. It's about being desperate to achieve something, right? He was so desperate to go to Tokyo. I said Japan. My bad, y'all. He was so desperate to go to Japan that he bent over and got spanked. And there's this short little scene that I can't decide if I like it or not, because I feel like the ending ruined it for me, if that makes sense, this little moment. But this little moment I liked in the moment that I watched it is when he immediately cuts after he's done getting spanked, and he's just sitting in the plane, and it's just really quiet, and he's just staring out the window. And I'm just like, oh wait, this part kind of eats, because I'm just like, this part eats because it's giving, I couldn't tell if he was disappointed in himself at all, which I don't know if that was purposeful, which is why, y'all, this is why I think that Marty, to me, he didn't have the most captivating performance. Y'all, I do love Timothy Chalamet, don't get me wrong, but y'all, he did not have the most captivating performance, because I was literally watching it. I'm like, what is he feeling? I guess that was maybe his intention, but I didn't like that. I wanted to know if he truly felt bad or if he truly did not care. He was just thinking about competition. I could not see that in his face at all. Not in the slightest. I couldn't see it. And then also there are moments where Marty just straight up lies with a straight face. And he lies so well that you might think it's the truth. Because one time I was watching it and I was like, I literally caught his lie as I was watching. He was like, I never did that. And I was like, oh, he didn't do that. Wait, he did do that. I watched him do that. Wait, what? So the only way that I think this is an Oscar-worthy performance is if Timothy Chalamet admits that Marty Supreme is a literal psychopath. That's the only way that I will say this is a Oscar-winning performance, or an extreme narcissist. That's the only way, because Marty doesn't have an identity. Yes, he's Jewish, and he's like, oh yeah, I do. There was a little part in the beginning where he was like, I do this for our people. But I'm like, I don't think you care about your people, for real. I was like, I don't think you care. I think you're selfish, actually. I think you're an awful human being. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Y'all, this movie. So he's sitting the plane. He in Tokyo now. The sugar mama husband is in Tokyo. He like, all right, man, you better win. And so he in Tokyo, I want to rematch you. And the Japanese guy's like, I guess you're not a part of the actual competition, but I guess we can do it again. You guys remember me, right? And they're all staring at him like this. People do not know who you are. And the Tokyo guy is winning, basically the ping pong match, but ultimately Marty ends up winning. Marty wins, he's screaming, he's like, yes, I won. And he's done winning, and he's like, bro, I don't feel anything. Maybe it's because you're a psychopath, but anyway. Maybe not a psychopath. I need to stop using these very medical terms. Maybe it's because you're crazy. I just put it plain. Maybe it's because you're crazy, Marty. But he's like, I don't feel nothing. I forgot. Oh, the girl who lied about her husband beating her, she tried to get Marty his money too. There's so many plots that I can't keep up with because this movie is utterly chaotic. And y'all might think, Kylie, why are you explaining? You don't understand the plot. Watch the movie and you understand why I'm all over the place in my points I'm trying to make. Oh girl, she tried to get Marty his money, right? Because she found out he didn't have enough to go to his ticket for Japan. Mind you, this is one of the 5th plans to get Marty some money, but she can't get, never mind. Get Marty some money. She ends up getting shot. She ends up getting kidnapped. Because the dude whose arm fell on in the car kidnaps them. Him and Marty, and this is before the party, I think. This is before the party. She gets shot, and he's in the hospital, and he's just looking at her. He's like, you shot, but I gotta go to Japan. She's pregnant, and she got shot. He's like, but I gotta go to Japan, though. So as soon as he's on his way back from Japan, man, I wonder what my little shit doing. So he go visit his little shit, and he's like, oh, she's in the hospital. And he's like, is she dead? Is she dead? No, she's not dead. But she might as well be. She ain't say not one word when Marty was there. She was just laid out. She was like, I think she was in disbelief. She was like, bitch, I got fucking shot for you. She's pregnant. I'm not trying to, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to come to her defense because she is crazy delusional. She's beyond Mariah scientist type level crazy. But she was just laid there. She looked tired. And he was like, where's the baby? She didn't say a word. She just pointed. I was like, dang, that's what she get for lying about her husband hitting her, though. All this for a man who don't like you, for real. But anyway, Marty goes, he looks at the window, he looks for the baby. He sees his baby. They bring the baby to him. He holds the baby. And it's playing, I'm on my way. I don't know. I don't think that was on the plane. But it was a really modern song. And it was actually taking me out of the movie. Because I'm like, this modern tale song. This Target commercial A song. It was taking me out of the movie. He's holding his baby. He starts crying. And I get that he's found something beyond what he thought was the pinnacle of success. But Marty, sweetheart, you're a loser. You and your childhood best friend, whose name I can't remember, Odessa Zion, y'all don't deserve that baby at all. Y'all don't deserve that child. And I just hated the ending because I'm like, I feel so bad for that baby who's going to be dealing with these dysfunctional parents. But that's my thoughts on Marty Supreme. Basically, what I'm going to say is, in conclusion, I don't think Timothy should get an Oscar for this, simply because in the box office this movie flopped. I don't know what to tell y'all. The movie flopped. The concept, the way it was marketed to me, baffled me. Why are you on Timothy? Now I'm coming back to you, Timothy, again. Why were you on Drew? Why did you go on Could Have Been Records trying to rap? If this movie is about getting bent over and spanked on your butt. I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's not what the movie's about. But if it's about ping pong and literally lying your way to the top. Actually, you could fake your way to the top. Dreamgirls. Anyway, y'all, I just hate the way it was presented to me, because the way Timothy was on, yo, this movie gonna be fire. He just doing all this mess. I'm about to enjoy the mess out of this movie. This movie was absolutely horrible. And y'all, I'm one of those people who, when people say a movie's bad, I'll be the first one ready to say, you know what, actually I love the movie. Y'all, I actually hate the movie. I get why it's getting critical acclaim and stuff, because it meets all those beats of keeping you engaged and stuff like that, and having an ominous character and stuff like that, and things like sensationalism, sex, stuff like that. I get why it hits all those beats of being an Oscar buzz type movie, but for me, just a genuine consumer, I just don't like it. And then also, I feel like I had a cultural disconnect. I feel like I was culturally disconnected, because I just didn't get it at all. I was like, maybe it's because I'm a black woman and I was not at all thought of in the process of making this movie beyond Tyler, the Creator's character. By the way, I think that character was written to be white, but they casted Tyler, the Creator, so they had to make him black. But that's it. Thank you for coming to Straight Out the Theater, episode 1. If you want to see more episodes, comment down the movie I should talk about. Bye.